Three, two, one. What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm your boy Dave. This is podcast number 2. And today, we're going to be talking about overlanding. So, sit down, gear up, get your favorite snacks, and get ready to talk some overlanding. Okay, what is overlanding, you say? Well, overlanding is something that is really starting to become popular. It's basically a mixture of driving out to places in the middle of nowhere and camping. Simple as that, you know. Why it's got this label on it now, I have no idea, other than people that have become making it a lifestyle, making it a long-term way of life. What they're doing is adding things like tents to the top of their vehicles. They're doing lift kits, bigger tires so they can get through the mud, the snow. Basically preparing their vehicle for any situation they might come across. So they got things like a winch. They've got these tracks that help you get more traction in mud and snow. There's a lot of different things that you can do to your vehicle to make it overland ready. So what are some of those things? Well, first off, what kind of vehicle do you need to go overlanding? Well, I've seen people go out in Subarus. I've seen people go out in Kias, Mercedes. There's a lot of different vehicles that you can choose, and it doesn't really matter. Overland, and there's like wild out rigs that are. I mean, people have spent lots of money building to go overlanding, but in the big eye of things, you really don't need some elaborate setup. All you need is a vehicle, and in my opinion, a tent. And that really depends on the season. You go somewhere where it's really nice weather, you don't even need that, as long as you don't got mosquitoes biting you up, you know? And even that can be fixed too with a little bit of a mosquito repellent. So, eyes on the beholder of what you want to use for overlanding. But my suggestion is a vehicle that you're comfortable traveling in. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's a Toyota, a Nissan, a Mazda, Subaru, Mercedes. Any of these cars that we've named would be perfectly fine for overlanding. Personal vehicle that we use for overlanding is our Nissan Frontier, and we're not all decked out. You know, we don't have the rooftop tent with a bed rack and all that stuff. Although I'd love to have that stuff. That stuff is like lots of money, you know. And although it is in the plans, we get the job done with just going out with our tent. You know, we got 2 little toddlers, so we've got like a huge 12-man tent or whatever that's got 3 rooms, that's got 2 dividers, so it has actually like a center room, and then it's got 2 main bedrooms. And that works for the most part when we come across nice campgrounds, but I would like to eventually invest in some kind of nice rooftop tent, because it is more of a luxury item, but getting older, it's getting harder to sleep on the ground. But not only that, you get the benefit of, being able to go wherever you want, and say the ground is too rocky. Hey, you've got your rooftop tent on top of your roof of your car or your truck or your Jeep, and you just pull that sucker out, and literally these things just fold out, and they've got a little ladder attached to them. And it looks like a tent on the top of your vehicle, and you've got a ladder to go up into it. Some of them got these apexes or whatever they call them that you can actually, or annex, that's what they're called, that you can set a propane tank up with a heater at the bottom of them, so it'll heat your tent up. I mean, the sky's the limit, Some of the other things that make overlanding more comfortable are things like a kitchen. You get a stove. We've got our Coleman gas stove. It's a propane stove. Nothing elaborate or anything like that. Some of these guys, they've got built-in stoves into their vehicles, and there's companies out there that build, camper shells that got these things built in, where all you do is fold them out of the side. They're built into the vehicle. Same thing with refrigerators, another luxury item. We've got an ice chest, but the only downside of that is, the ice only lasts for a couple days. So you're going to have to keep on replenishing the ice. But these refrigerators now, they're built into the truck, so they run off the truck's power. And some people are taking it a step further and trying to be completely self-sustainable. So they get some kind of solar system that goes on top of their truck as well, or their Jeep. And that'll power their refrigerator and any kind of electronics that they need to run while they're on the trail or camping. Another thing that some people swear you gotta have to go overland is an awning. You don't have to have it, but it is, again, another luxury item that is really nice to have. Okay, because an awning, you just, if it's super sunny outside, you just pull this awning off the side of your truck and you got instant shade. It's super cool. I love the idea of them, but again, it's more money. So it's really depending on how much money you have budgeted to build something like this, how much luxury you want involved. I mean, if you're younger, you don't need all this stuff. You can go out there and have just a roll sack, and lay on the ground. Not a big deal. But when you start to get, up there towards 40 and up, you want a little bit more luxury. You want to be off the ground. You want to be comfortable. So, what else? People use a lot of gas cans. They'll add extra gas cans to the vehicles because if they're going on long journeys, they don't want to run out of gas. Sometimes you get out in the middle of nowhere and there's no gas stations to be seen for miles. So having extra gas cans definitely comes in handy. Extra water cans also. And don't use your gas cans for water cans and vice versa. Not a good thing. They have them specifically made for each purpose. Things that will help you get out of stuck situations. You want things like a shovel, an axe. Again, we talked about those traction boards. Find some kind of traction boards. Those things really work. They can get you out of some sticky situations. But an axe comes in handy if you've got, a fallen tree, and the only way to go the way you're going is to get that tree out of your way. Okay, and not everyone has a winch, so a lot of times if you're able to, cut the thing out of your way, that'll help you out greatly. Something that will help you when you're off the beaten trail, Google doesn't usually work that great. We've been out there in the middle of nowhere, like Texas, and like our Google's going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So something to invest in would be a nice GPS satellite system, so that way you never get lost. No matter where you're at, you'll always have connection, and you'll always have a map to get you out of those areas where you're deep in the woods or deep in the mountains, wherever you're at. I want to give a shout out to some of the top 5 channels that I follow. One of them is called Last Line of Defense. Another one's called Lifestyle Overland, Overland Bound, Trail Recon, and Expedition Overland. Now, the one with the most followers right now is Trail Recon. Then you've got him followed by Last Line of Defense in second place. Then you've got Expedition Overland in third place. You have Lifestyle Overland in fourth place, and Overland Bound in fifth place. And these guys, they're not the only people doing overland videos out there. But they're trusted, respected. They do really great content. I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And you can kind of see the gear that they use. And a lot of this stuff you can find, at the local Walmart, or you can shop on Amazon. Around me, there's not really places available where they have all this custom stuff. Some of the custom stuff is all over the place, so you have to usually get it shipped to you. And easy Google search online, and you can find some of that stuff. But overlanding is huge, man. When we got these pandemics that we got going on right now, and sometimes the worst place to be is in the city. You just want to bug out, get away from everybody, so you're not infected with these viruses that are floating around. I kind of comprised a list of places to stay away from right now. And while this might be hard for some of you, if you do have the capabilities of getting away from these cities, I would recommend doing it for a while. Okay, and so the top state to stay away from, top city to stay away from is New York. New York, with a population of over 8 million people there, definitely a bad place to be when there's a pandemic going on. Number 2, Los Angeles, California, with over 3 million, almost 4 million people. It's 3.9 million people in Los Angeles alone. All right. And then you got Chicago, Illinois in third, which I'm not too far from, but luckily I'm south of Chicago. So, and even right now I'm finding out that even though our town isn't really affected all that much, we don't have, many cases here. I think there's like 1 case here. That's all it takes to start. And even in a small population like 12,000, it can spread quick. But our town is shutting everything down to try and get ahead of this thing and cut it off so it doesn't, spread any quicker here in town. They're trying to basically kill some time until they've either got antivirus, or at least testing. I mean, we don't even have testing here right now. If you have any symptoms of flu-like symptoms that would be associated with, the coronavirus, COVID-19, then what they do is they actually take a blood test and they send it out. So you may not even know for a while if you are infected. So that's the top 3 right there to stay away from: New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. Number 4, Houston, Texas. Population 2.3 million people. Ooh, we just left Texas, but we were in the Fort Worth, Dallas area, which is north of Houston. So even then, there was a lot of people in the Fort Worth, Dallas area too. Phoenix, Arizona, top 5 right there. They got 1.6 million. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania with 1.5 million. San Antonio, Texas in 7th, 1.5 million. San Diego, California in 8th with 1.4 million. Dallas, Texas, we just mentioned them, 1.3 million. They're in 9th place, and rounding out the top 10 is San Jose, California with 1 million. Yeah, top 5 states to stay away from. Here you go. California has a population of 39.5 million people. They are the number 1 state to stay away from. Texas, number 2 state. We just got through talking about Houston and Dallas. Okay, 29.2 million people in Texas. Florida, 21.4 million people in Florida. Okay, those are top 3 right there: California, Texas, Florida. 4th, New York, 19.453 million people in New York. Pennsylvania, rounding out the top 5, would be 12.8 million. Okay, and all the other states, they don't even come close to the population sizes as that top 5, and that's why I made those the most important states and cities to stay away from. So we have the top 5 states to stay away from, top 10 cities to stay away from. I realize that not everyone's going to be able to stay away from those states. That's a lot of people. Between 5 states, you have numbers there. 39 plus 29 is 68. Okay, and then the change 68.7. So 68 plus 21 is 89 plus the 400. So, oh my gosh, these numbers are just going to jump quick. Oh my goodness, 68, 78, 88, 89, 99, 108, 120 million people roughly in those 5 states alone. That's a lot of people to stay away from. Wow. That number is just jaw-dropping. And to think they say that anywhere between 55 to 100 million people can be affected by this and killed off. That's pretty crazy. That's half of those top 5 states' population. That's insane. And really, you never know. I mean, it could take out a big chunk of that, and we have yet to be seen. Hopefully, we find an antivirus before then. But we, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So if you're able to, get out of those states, at least get away from the city. Go out and do some vacationing. If you got vacation time, take it. I hear right now that they're not going to be doing any evictions in certain states. I don't know if that's going to be statewide. It should be mandated statewide because a lot of people are losing their jobs over this thing. I've been one of them. I'm currently still looking for work. I've been looking for work for a while now, and it's difficult. All the temp agencies are out of work. The only thing that seems to be hiring locally is a truck wash. I might sign on with a truck wash here. Just going through the paperwork right now. Did the interview today, so we'll see. And it's not paying a whole lot, but it's better than nothing, And that's the toughest thing about this time right now is that if you weren't already a millionaire, you didn't already have all these provisions ready to go, then it was going to be really tough for you. The poor people are suffering the most. You got a homeless epidemic that is across the United States, and those people are pretty much stuck in their camps. And that's even worse, because now you've got all these people in one designated area, all over the place. You have multiple locations like this, these camp cities, that are probably going to get infected, because they've got a lot of elderly in these camps. It's a terrible thing. I know California just passed something where they're going to start opening up new shelters, but I don't think it's going to happen fast enough, honestly. I think they waited way too long. Our country in a whole waited too long to help homeless people. And in California, if they're the only state that's doing it, really, sure, it's great, if it happens, but I've yet to see it happen. All the people that I talk to, they have not seen it happen yet, and it's just, kind of talked about. So we'll see. Woo! What else is going on out there, guys? Leave me some comments below. If this is your first time joining me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure that you leave me a comment below letting me know that you liked it, you want to see more of it. Also, share it with everybody. I'm trying to get a monetized channel going so that way I can do YouTube full time. I definitely want to bring some value to a community that wants to get the kind of information that I have available. So I appreciate everyone joining. I appreciate everyone's love, and I've gotten definitely a flood of people coming in already and telling me great job and all this stuff, and that's great. It's good to hear that somebody out there is enjoying this. Other than myself. Eventually, for the podcast, I definitely want to have some guests, because that's when you're able to take the conversation a little bit further. But right now we're dealing with what we got till we got what we need. Okay, I got no fancy headphones. I got no fancy microphone. I got my hotel curtains in the background for a backdrop. So I got my little notes right here. And that's it. It's a one-man show right now. So I'm hoping to bring on a co-host here pretty soon. I was talking to a buddy of mine. See if he wants to join me, and I think his main thing is trying to find work right now to kind of provide for himself right now too. Everyone's going through the same thing. A lot of people are out of work right now, so I understand. Me myself, I got to do something else too aside from looking for work. I feel like if I'm putting up at least a video every other day, or if I'm able to do daily content, that would be much better in my opinion. But right now, with so much going on around me, it's really hard. Right now, my daughter's sleeping, my son's out at a doctor's appointment with my wife, so it was kind of convenient to do a video right now, and I don't even know how long I've got, because some of those doctor appointments, they go quickly, and some of them take longer. They've already been gone for probably about, a good 30 minutes, so I figure I got at least maybe another 15, 20, 30 minutes tops, and so I wasn't really prepared for today, making a video. I hear my daughter, she's like rumbling around in the background. It's like, gotta be a little bit quiet now. And YouTube now, I wish I could play some music too. We used to be able to play music and all that kind of stuff way back in the day on videos and not get messed with, but now it's like if you want a monetized channel, you can't even play music unless it's, not copywritten, which dang near everything is these days. Even the Power Director Pro that I've been using, or whatever it's called, Power Director for the video editor, now some of the music that they use is copywritten. And I only found that out yesterday or last night because I was signed on through the desktop version of YouTube and the Creator Studio, and I was noticing that a couple of my videos got copyright strikes, and I was like, what? I was like, this is the first time hearing about it. And I said, I don't even know how it's possible. I'm not using any mainstream music. I'm just using what's on Power Director. And as far as I was concerned, you were allowed to use that music and not have any problems. So now I got videos that got copyright strikes, and I was trying to appeal them, but yeah, for whatever reason, they're not letting me. So I don't know if I'm going to have to delete those videos or what, because I was also reading the guidelines as far as, what the eligibility requirements are for monetization and placing ads in your videos, which I think they're already putting ads in my videos. If they are, if you see an ad in this video, please let me know below. Put a comment in this video below. I want to know what kind of ads they're putting in. Let me know what kind of ads they're putting in too. I was trying to see if I could change my category, and yeah, I don't see all that stuff available to me right now. So I was watching some videos on YouTube on how to change your category, and they do have videos to show you, but when I go to look it up, it looks nothing like their videos, and they're showing you live on their screen. That's something else that I'd love to be able to do in the future too, is when I'm talking about something, I'd like to pull it up on the screen for you guys, so that way you guys see what I'm talking about, and it's not just all he said stuff. I want to be able to back it up and show you guys. But I don't have the resources for that right now. I barely have the resources to pay my rent this week. This podcast is really brought to you live from a hotel out of my broke pockets. So if you want to help me and see better content in the future, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, help the algorithms out so it puts this video in front of other people, and hopefully they'll do the same. All right. Other than that, guys, we covered a lot of the stuff with the overlanding, and make sure you go check out those channels: Trail Recon, Last Line of Defense, Expedition Overland, Lifestyle Overland, and Overland Bound. If you guys are interested to see what exactly it takes to get an overland setup, okay. Got things falling everywhere. Until next time, guys, leave me some comments below. Let me know what kind of content you'd like me to cover. If you just like me, you like my personality, don't like what I'm talking about, make sure you leave a comment below. Don't just give a thumbs down. I don't care if you put a thumbs down, but if you're going to put a thumbs down, at least leave me a comment below and let me know why you put that thumbs down, okay? Don't be a chicken butt. All right, don't be just a hater, okay? Let's be a creator, okay? Help me create. All right, show me the kind of content. Tell me the kind of content you want to see. Let's not make this a guessing game. You don't want to make videos? I do. I want to make them, so share with me. All right? Share with the world. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. All right, thanks for joining me. Much love to you guys. Catch you next time.